And now in this module, we will practice income state and balance sheet in a proper format. Just remember, we had this trial balance with us, under which there was a stock unsold. And this trial balance was also marked with I for income, E for expenses, A for assets, L for liabilities, OE for owner's equity. And about this closing stock, it was subtracted from purchases and was put in the list of asset. See, like this. So this was in fact the base of these two financial statements, income statement and balance sheet. And this base is exactly was constructed on the basis of that accounting equation. Incomes minus expenses is equal to profit, like this, and asset is equal to owner's equity plus liability. So this was the basic thing. But now we have to prepare a proper income statement and balance sheet. I will advise you, if you have already worked out this equation, just put this equation in front of you on a piece of paper and then look into it, which is in fact income statement in a proper format. I'm just giving you example once again. I'll keep on flipping these two slides. The thing is that here is our basic income, the revenue, okay, which is appearing over here in the outer column, in the final column. Once again, I'm saying don't confuse that these are debit and credit columns. No. This is inner column, which is for working, and this is outer column, which is for final figure. But we do not put working and final words as title, okay? And I'm just drawing these two lines for the sake of ease, just to understand easily that these two are different columns. Well, anyways, so the thing is that this is the same income that we in fact took from the trial balance. And now the next thing is that we have to work out cost of goods sold. And for this opening stock, we did not have opening stock in this practice question. Purchases, the same figure that was appearing in the trial balance. If you do observe, it was in fact the figure that we took from the trial balance in the equation and placed in the equation. Okay, well, and then the closing stock, which is to be subtracted from purchases. We have discussed this thing already. And after subtracting closing stock and adding opening stock, if any, we will get cost of goods sold figure, which will be subtracted from sales to get gross profit. Yes, gross profit. Okay. So this is based on matching principle. Okay. So now come back to this equation. We are done with this sales income. We are done with purchases. We are done with closing stock, or in a way cost of goods sold. Now rest of the expenses, bad debts, advertisement expense, telephone bill, stationery, repair, salaries and wages, all these are administrative, selling and marketing expenses. So take it from here and place it here under the operating expense heading. It is very easy. Don't get confused. All these are the same expenses. You are placing here in the inner column just to make a total, and their total 9,376 you are putting in the outer column, which will be subtracted from the gross profit to get this operating profit. Okay, well, so now you are done with this sales income, purchase, inventory, cost of goods sold, bad debts, all the expenses. You have treated all these things. Got it? Now what left in this equation? Income minus expense is equal to net profit. Yes, other income is left. So take this other income and place it over here, other income. Okay, this is other income. So add this other income in the operating profits. You will get 13,684, 13,684, the same profit that in fact you worked out through this simple equation. Okay, so the only thing that you are very rightly observing, that it is just a format. It is just a format in which we are bifurcating our income in two categories and expenses in two categories. Okay, so it's not difficult. It is just bifurcation. When you will practice it for 2-3 times, you will be perfect then. Very well. Now let's move to balance sheet. And this balance sheet, in fact, is based on the same equation where assets are equal to owner's equity plus liability. And you know very well, rather you are very much confident now to list out all the balance of assets from the trial balance, and you are confident to work out owner's equity with the help of net profit, taking capital from trial balance, add net profit less drawings, and the list of liabilities. You are confident now to identify in trial balance and list those liability items over here. Well, so how to place all these assets and liabilities and owner equity items in the balance sheet? Let's see. Like this. Now, once again, please. These are the inner and outer columns. Assets, we will bifurcate assets into two. Fixed assets will be worked out here. Land, building, machinery, furniture. And the total will come out. And now, stock and debtor, we have discussed that why stock is current asset. Stock and debtors will be worked out in the inner column and their total will come out in the final column. And the total of these two will give you 63,870. This is if you see in the basic equation, it is exactly the same amount that you had as a total of assets. Debtors and closing stock have been grouped under current asset. Furniture, machinery and land have been grouped under debtor, and stock have been grouped under current asset. Furniture, machinery and land have been grouped under fixed asset. So the total is exactly the same that we can see in the balance sheet under the heading of assets over here. Great. Well, now what you will do, owner's equity. Just see this owner's equity, capital plus net profit. Net profit we take from the income statement, the final figure of income statement, and drawings we take from the trial balance. Just see this is the same working that you have already done in the equation. Exactly the same working. I'm just giving you confidence, okay? So this is very easy. So now take this figure, rather the complete working, and place it over here as owner's equity. Okay, great learners, mashallah, good. And now the next thing is liability. So we have to bifurcate long-term and current liabilities. By chance, in this practice question, we don't have long-term liabilities, therefore we will not write long-term liabilities caption over here, just current liabilities. And see, these are in fact the same that we had worked while preparing this equation. So this list of current liabilities whatsoever we have, we will take it from here and we'll place in the balance sheet like this. Okay, so liabilities and owner's equity, the total is exactly the same, equal to the total assets. So this is the balance sheet. Okay, great, really, great learners. I appreciate. Very well done. Let's discuss the ITTRs. And the ITTRs over here, the important tips to remember, that expenses are classified into different functions. Cost of goods sold is a function. Operating expenses are functions. Okay. By the way, I'm not getting into the deep details. These are little at advanced level we will discuss, but take it as it is that cost of goods sold is a function and operating expense is a function. We are bifurcating expenses into functions, and for assets and liabilities, we have to observe an order, which is the order of permanency. Most permanent asset is put first, land and building, and most liquid asset is put at the end. Cash in hand is the liquid asset. So this is grouping and marshalling just for the sake of beauty of the balance sheet. So this is what we have to observe. In the same way for liabilities, long-term liabilities and current liabilities. I believe you have learned a lot in this module. So thank you very much. But do practice, which will make you perfect. Thank you.